Hey guys, welcome back to a new episode. Today we're looking at the 7 prophecies of Enoch that are being fulfilled right now. Make sure to stick around till the end where we're going to unlock a bonus message that most people miss. Now let's jump right into it. We often think of Enoch as the person who walked with God and then simply vanished from earth without experiencing death. But his story doesn't end there. In fact, what he saw in the spirit realm and what he recorded in his book of Enoch have huge implications for us today. They argue that the very same fallen angels that Enoch wrote about are still at work, trying to deceive and harm humanity. When Enoch witnessed the great flood, he understood that this was not just a natural disaster. They argue that the rising sea levels, extreme weather events, and natural disasters are not just random occurrences, but they are divine warnings of another judgment. When Enoch witnessed the Messiah, the righteous one, being enthroned in glory, he knew that this was a moment of ultimate victory and triumph. While many Christians believe that the signs pointing to the Messiah's second coming are all around us, wars, rumors of wars, famines, earthquakes, global unrest, and the spread of false teachings, they believe that these are all part of the birth pains that precede the Messiah's return. Well, some say that we are already in the midst of the end-time apostasy. When Enoch witnessed the rise of evil kings, he saw a time when ungodly rulers would seize power and oppress the people. He saw a generation that valued wealth, pleasure, and power above all else, including righteousness and justice. These rulers would exploit the weak, abuse their power, and lead their followers astray. Enoch saw that these evil kings would pave the way for a final judgment, a decisive moment where good would be separated from evil. He saw a world transformed, where peace and harmony would reign. As we look to our own lives, we must remember that we are not just surviving, we are thriving. Enoch's visions weren't just predictions, they were warnings, calls to action, and messages of hope. His prophecies served as reminders that humanity must always choose wisely, that they must always strive for righteousness, and that they must always seek God's guidance. His story teaches us that even in the darkest of times, hope must endure. We are living with the hope of this future kingdom in mind. We must strive to live lives that reflect righteousness, peace, and love. We must be beacons of light in a world that desperately needs hope. We must spread the message of God as love and offer people the opportunity to choose righteousness over sin, peace over conflict, and love over hate. This kingdom was not just a distant dream. No, it was a future reality that Enoch looked forward to with hope and anticipation. He knew that God was in control and that his ultimate plan involved the establishment of this righteous kingdom. This kingdom was a place where the elect one would rule with wisdom and compassion, where the righteous would shine like stars, and where joy and peace would be abundant. It was a vision of ultimate redemption and restoration. They see a decline in faith and morals, a growing indifference to spiritual matters, and an embrace of sin and immorality. They witnessed the persecution of Christians and the distortion of biblical teachings. When Enoch witnessed the final judgment, he saw a day when all humanity would stand before God and give an account of their actions. If you want to see more videos like this, just hit that like button and subscribe. We'll notify you every time we upload a new video. Thanks for watching. Stay blessed. See you next time. He saw a time when the books of life would be opened and the records of every soul would be read aloud. This judgment was not just about punishment, it was also about accountability and transparency. Every secret, every decision, every deed would be brought into the light of day. There would be no hiding place for the wicked, no room for deception. This judgment was the ultimate test, the final examination where destinies would be decided. They believe that the world has turned away from God and is heading towards destruction. They are preparing for his imminent arrival, and they are actively seeking to spread the gospel and make disciples. It was a glimpse into the future where justice, righteousness, and peace would prevail. We see corrupt leaders who prioritize personal gain over the welfare of their people. We witness the abuse of power, the manipulation of the masseuse, and the spread of deceit. The same scene is depicted in the book of Revelation. John, the author of Revelation, describes a time when the books are opened and the dead are judged according to their works. This judgment is not based on luck. chance, or favoritism. It's based on the deeds done while on earth. Every choice, every action, every word will be scrutinized and evaluated. And Enoch's vision serves as a reminder of this. He saw what lies ahead. He saw the importance of living a life that is pleasing to God, a life that reflects righteousness and holiness. He knew that the final judgment was inevitable and that it would be a moment of truth. Many believe that these leaders are nothing less than the evil kings that Enoch prophesied. They see a global deception taking hold and leading humanity towards a perilous state. This vision gave Enoch hope and strength to keep going, even in the face of darkness and despair. He saw that God had a plan and that this plan involved the Messiah's ultimate triumph. This wasn't just a vision of the Messiah's first coming. No, Enoch also saw the Messiah's second coming. When he returned in power and majesty, he saw the judgment of the wicked and the establishment of God's righteous kingdom. They believe that God is giving humanity one last chance to repent and turn away from their wicked ways before it is too late. No, this was a divine judgment sent by God to cleanse the earth of its wickedness. The flood that covered the earth and wiped out all living beings was a demonstration of God's righteous anger against sin and corruption. It was a pivotal moment in history that separated the antediluvian world from the post-diluvian era. When Enoch witnessed the end-time apostasy, he saw a time when truth would be replaced by deception, when righteousness would be discarded for wickedness, and when people would turn away from God and embrace sin. He saw a generation that mocked the righteous and persecuted those who followed God. It was a disheartening sight that made him question the faithfulness of the people he loved. But despite the bleakness of the vision, Enoch knew that God was still in control. He trusted that God would ultimately triumph over evil and that his people would be protected. This event was not just about wiping away the old. It was also about preparing the way for a new beginning. It was a chance for the earth to be renewed and for humanity to start fresh. And yes, of course, we know that Noah was instrumental in this because he built the ark and heeded God's instructions. But Enoch saw this coming before Noah did. He knew that the time of judgment was near. They point to the increase in occultism, the occult practices, and the blatant disregard for spiritual and moral laws as evidence of the fallen angel's influence. So let us take a look at the 7 prophecies of Enoch that are coming true as we speak now in the judgment of the fallen angels. When Enoch witnessed the fallen angels, also known as the Watchers, being punished, he realized that they would not just disappear after their rebellion. No, these rebel angels were destined to face a severe consequence for their actions. Their fate was sealed, and their presence would continue to affect humanity in profound ways. The angels who had chosen to defy the divine order would not be allowed to roam free. Instead, they would be held accountable and dealt with according to the laws of heaven. This judgment was not just a one-time event. It was an eternal consequence meant to serve as a warning and a reminder for both angels and humans about the gravity of choosing sin over obedience. And now here's the kicker. Many people today believe that we are seeing echoes of that judgment in the form of demonic activity and corruption all around us. Now, to the Great Flood. And now here's the thing. Some people today believe that we are witnessing echoes of the Great Flood in the form of environmental disasters and climate change. Now, number 3, the coming of the Righteous One. Now the question is, how does this relate to us today? Number 4, end-time apostasy. Now, the question is, how does this vision relate to us today? Number 5, the rise of evil kings. And now, here's the thing. Don't you see that we are living in a time where evil kings have indeed risen? No. 6, a final judgment. And here's where it gets interesting. Number 7, the coming kingdom of light. When Enoch witnessed the coming kingdom of light, he saw a time when righteousness and justice would prevail. And here's the thing. Now here's the bonus message that most people miss. Hey, I hope you enjoyed this episode.